Welcome everybody, this is Roger, here to talk about some Prime Gaming. We're in March 2022, and we got 5 games this time, which are all pretty much mouse-based games was the theme here. So let's get into it. First up, we have Pesterquest, which came out in 2019. You're looking at about $12 if you bought this on Steam. Metacritic did not have a score for this, so I don't have one available to you. You're looking at about 7 hours of gameplay for this original game. And this is a visual novel based off the MS Paint Adventures web comic / game where you could navigate. It's an older comic. I think it stopped around 2016, but it's based off that story here where you play as the reader and you get transported to Earth to make friends. And basically each volume you meet a new person to try to make friends with. Not much interaction here. It's a lot of just reading through the stories, and about each volume has 2 to 3 choices here. If you pick the incorrect branch, you do get a bad ending. Which the humor here was okay. I did chuckle at the bad endings a lot. A lot of my favorite funny things here from this game was from that. So I did find that interesting. But you had to replay the volume. You could skip. The skip would allow you to skip all them sections till your first interaction to do the branch off. What was weird here is this version of the game, it was 14 volumes for the whole game on Steam, but you only get 2 here. So that's my biggest complaint here, was it was more of a demo of this than anything. So I would say not a download. The pro here is if you do like this game or that whole MS Paint Adventures and want to try it out, this is perfect for you before spending the $12 to get all 14 volumes. The con here is the limited interactions. I just felt like I was reading a lot, which works well in that web comic style back then, but as a game, I was expecting to do more. Next up, we have Crypto Against All Odds, which came out last year in 2021, and you're looking at about $7 if you buy it on Steam. Metacritic, again, which is going to be the theme of this video, did not have any scores, and also length is kind of unknown at this point. This is a generic tower defense game, but based around the world of crypto. So you have to build mining rigs in order to start mining, and you'll see these bubbles come up, which is basically your hashes in order to buy crypto to defend. And each crypto had its own powers. Bitcoin was your basic shooter. Then you'll get the lightning network power to spread lightning. Ethereum was like a slowdown, so it was kind of cool in that aspect. And you're trying to kill bugs that's trying to exploit your code to take over your coins, which you have. And when you kill these enemies, you get some money in order to buy some rigs or use some special powers. Very interesting concept. I like it. I got a lot of the references because I like crypto, so that got a big plus for me, but it is going to be very odd if you do not have any crypto knowledge. It's heavily based on that. And the one little annoyance that I didn't take into account for this game, but this guy's password is short. We were talking about security, defending code, and hashing and all, and you want these secure networks, and he has like an 8-character password. It just was annoying to me. Overall, on this game, I was on the fence, and it was just kind of a basic tower defense, so I would say not. The plus here is all the crypto references, which I did like. I did find, for me personally, they kind of wore off after a while, which made me say not download on this. And the con here, it's basically a 6-lane tower defense game underneath, which didn't seem to be too special to me to make this stand out overall than the crypto references. Next up, The Stillness of the Wind, which came out in 2019, looking at $13 on Steam for this 3-hour game. And on Metacritic, we have a 76, and this is a farm simulator. You play as Talma on her farm. She's an older woman. Basically, the farm just has goats, chickens, and plants. You plant the seeds to get plants to make food. Chickens give you eggs. Goats give you milk, which you can make cheese and your little cheese barn. I don't know what to call that building. You can also use those to talk to the salesman for trading to get hay for the goats and seeds and other special things that come along. You also get a letter from this salesman, so I guess he's more like a postman. And the letters is basically the story. There's no other conversation really happening. The characters kind of make a noise but don't speak any language. So all your stories in these letters, which can make you fast forward a lot for me, was I was starting to open the letters just to get the gift, to get more seeds or whatever it would give me. This is designed to be an artful, kind of peaceful game. It's a very lonely game, a little dark undertone through this, so just be aware of that. The game does look amazing, and like I said, it's peaceful. What you're seeing and kind of the background sound a little bit, that's all you kind of get for most of the game. Your character, like I said, is older, so you do move slower. It's a lot of just movement and just taking in the world. Again, the art style here. And to me, these letters is what kind of killed me on the game, because I lost interest in the story because of that, because I was reading these long letters. It just didn't grab me enough. And overall, again, I would say not a download. The plus here is the art-based story. If you like these artsy games, this will be pretty good for you. It is kind of short, so it's not too bad. I felt it was getting a little repetitive, but I'm impatient, so you might have liked this. Which goes into my knots is that slower pace and repetitive. I just felt like I was waking up, doing something. You would get some changes here and there, but overall, it was the same repetitive style. Next up, we got Look Inside, which came out in 2020. Again, no Metacritic score, so I guess this will be the first score for me. It's a puzzle game. You're looking at $9 and 8 hours of gameplay. Basically, you're this main character who's trying to figure out people of the past. And this is all done by multiple puzzles. Not really quite like the hidden image puzzles. You do get some clicking around, but it's just interacting and figuring out what you can put together to open up a bigger story, to figure out more of a person, to get like a picture or a name, to build a family tree at the end of all the family members you're trying to figure out through this scrapbook. I did have some moments of, I don't know what to do next. There were some things that wasn't really intuitive or clear to me. This is a French game, so some translation is lost in here, or some translation didn't even happen at all. You would be looking at a lot of images that has just French words. I took French in school, but I don't speak it enough, so it's still a little troubling with me. With no knowledge of French, I could see some stops there. I like the scrapbook style. The story overall was not too interesting to me. It was just about figuring out this person's family, and they really didn't do. There were some people that traveled, but it was kind of like a normal family, so nothing too unique to me, which I would say not a download. The plus here, it had some cool puzzles. I did enjoy some of them. I did get stuck on them. The con here, it does start to become a game where you just start kind of clicking around to figure out what interacts to continue on. Lastly, we have SteamWorld Quest, Hand of Gilgamech. Probably messed that up, but here we go. It's $25 for this 15-hour game. 81 Metacritic score on the Switch. The PC didn't have a score and came out in 2019. If you play the SteamWorld games, you know they kind of take a genre and just make it well. Like, they don't try to improve too much. And this is the same case here. It's an RPG card battling system. So you play as a couple heroes on a quest. And the battle system, like I said, it's this card base where you have 6 cards. You select up to 3. And then usually you go first on the attack, then your opponent's attack, and then you get more cards to fill up your 6 cards in your hand, and repeat. Anytime you do a basic attack, you get these SP points, which you can use for stronger moves. They are shared across your party, so you can only use whatever you have, so that makes it interesting in the strategy. Even though with that being said, you do have chain attacks for one character, so if you pick 3 cards on that play for one character, you do get a bonus card to go. You can only have 8 cards max per party member. You also have 5 elements for weaknesses, so you kind of have the basic 5 with like fire and ground and stuff like that. With that said, this isn't the most in-depth card game. It reminds me of Slay the Spire, that this style, it was enough to keep you motivated, but like if you're looking for something more, that kind of wasn't a point here. There is light humor that I liked. I like that all your cards are punch cards to run programs. So overall, this is a download. The plus here, like I mentioned at the beginning of this, it took an existing genre and just executed well. I was enjoying the game. I didn't mind the story. The art was pretty good. I was just having a fun time. The con here is if you're looking for an actual card fighting system, I think you're going to find this very kind of bare bones, which maybe if you're looking for more, this may not be the game. I would say I would take it as just something fun if you're thinking of that. But if you were watching this and saw it was pretty basic, you're not going to like this. So obviously, we only had one download, so my pick of this month is SteamWorld Quest, so no shock there. The other games had some unique variants. I just didn't enjoy them as much, so I'm sure there's other people that probably really like them. Let me know in the comments what you thought. I hope this brought some clarity in some of the games, and again, if you need to download one of them, I would definitely pick SteamWorld Quest. Anyway, see you next month. Peace.